Ministry of Health advises all to take advantage of the upcoming health mission. Dominica hosts 25th Biennial Conference of Secondary School Principals, and the Bureau of Gender Affairs is combating gender-based violence. Thank you for joining us on another edition of National Focus. I'm your presenter, Kerdisha.
And I'm Jarna Hector. Stay with us for details of the headline stories and others after the break.
Children, yell and tell. If someone tries to abuse you, tell until someone believes you and they do something about it.
For more information on child abuse or to report suspected cases on child abuse, contact the Social Welfare Division on 33 Great Marlborough Street or call 266-3020 or 266-3080.
You're watching GIS.
Thanks for staying with us. The general public is being encouraged to take advantage of the opportunity for free medical care from the U.S. Navy Comfort ship. Described as the largest floating hospital in the U.S., it will be in Dominica from July 27th to August 7th for a health mission providing a wide range of services to the Dominican public. Dr. Laura Esprit is Acting Director for the Primary Health Care Services.
The services offered will include the following: pediatrics, which is children's care, dental care, surgery, optometry or vision screening, internal medicine. This is general medicine dealing with prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of adult diseases, dermatology, the skin care, urology, bladder and prostate issues, cardiology or heart care, ophthalmology, eye care, women's health specialist, physical therapy to help persons recover or improve disabilities, plastic surgery, oral or maxillofacial surgery, which is treatment of diseases and injuries of the head, neck, face, jaws, and the mouth. Also orthopedics or bone abnormalities, emergency medicine, anesthesia, pediatric surgery. Family nurse practitioners will be present and diagnostic imaging, examples, CT scans and MRI will be done.
The ship's medical team will serve the general public for 9 days, from July 28th to August 5th, and will start no later than 9 a.m. on each day and end no later than 5 p.m. All services will be provided at both medical sites.
The first medical site is at the Dominica Grammar School in Roseau to serve the health districts from Roseau, that is, from Scotts Head in the south down to Roseau, to include the Roseau Valley, Foncolay, Massac, Maho, Taru, Campbell, and the Warner communities. The Granby Health District to include all of the villages from Pishley to Petit Savanne. The Laplaine Health District to include all the villages from Grandfont to Dalis, and the Cassibruce Health District to include the villages of Cassibruce, Good Hope, Petit Soufriere, Saint-Sauveur, Salibir, and the Maho River. The second medical site will be at the Roosevelt Douglas Primary School that is in Portsmouth. This site will serve the health districts of Portsmouth, to include villages of Penville, Vacaz, Pébouche, and Ansdeme. St. Joseph Health District to include Bells, Layou, Collyho, and the health districts of Marigot to include Wesley, Calibishi, and Atkinson.
The elderly, children, and vulnerable groups will also be given priority and should be accompanied by their next of kin or someone who is fully aware of their condition. Creole-speaking persons are also advised to have a familiar translator on the ship screening days. Patients are reminded to provide the staff with a valid identification and medical book. Surgical and diagnostic procedures will be done aboard the ship, while dental and medical consultations will be performed at the 2 medical sites. Dr. Esprit had this message about recovery and follow-up care.
All post-operative recovery will be done aboard the ship during the 9 operational days of the mission. Patients requiring continued care, that is, needing an extended period of recovery, for example, in the event of complications, will be transported via the ambulance from the vessel directly to the Princess Margaret Hospital for continued care. Patients with non-critical conditions will be discharged directly to their homes. Patients will be given clear instructions as to the date, time, and place of follow-up care. Example, the outpatient department at the Princess Margaret Hospital, the private physician's office, and the district medical clinics prior to being discharged from the services during the mission.
Persons requiring specialist services from private physicians, as well as inmates of the Dominica State Prison, residents of the infirmary, Grot Home for the Homeless, and other privately owned elderly homes are encouraged to participate on the mission.
In more news, this year's 25th Biennial Conference of the Caribbean Association of Principals of Secondary Schools convened on Monday with an aim to make the principals' leadership relevant in supporting the rapidly evolving learning environment. The ceremony began at the State College Auditorium with the presentation of flags by the different countries of the association: Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Jamaica, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Trinidad and Tobago, Turks and Caicos, and Dominica. Keynote speaker at Monday's event, Dr. Francis Sever, says if the education system is to function effectively, pertinent challenges affecting principals of secondary schools must be addressed.
Education systems are ecosystems within which changes made to one dimension carry implications for other dimensions that necessitate corresponding adjustments if the system is to function effectively and efficiently. We are at a historical juncture in the Caribbean when we must take careful stock of where we are, where we seek to go, and how we intend to get there. So much has happened internationally in the global economy, in society, and in technology, and so much has happened on the regional front as well that necessitates deep reflection on our options and our possibilities. Taking these challenges into account, the Caribbean today needs an education system which is an effective vehicle of human empowerment and social transformation.
President of the Dominica Association of Principals of Secondary Schools, Josephine Dublin, echoed similar sentiments in her opening remarks. According to Dublin, schools are not immune to the effects of rapid social and economic changes.
Notwithstanding the difficulties which schools face, they will always contribute directly to the potential of learners to face and master the challenges of the future. Our rapidly evolving environment means that strategies and objectives need to be reviewed frequently. This then is the context of our Principals Conference this year as we reflect on the attitudes and expectations of our stakeholders in education, the changing modes of communication and technology, and how these changes in finance and the global environment impact on us.
Just before the start of the workshop, GIS News spoke to Education and Human Resource Minister Peter Seja. Here's a look at that discussion between Minister Seja and Tassia Flosak.
Some 4 years ago, the government initiated the Dominica Education Enhancement Project. That is a project that was designed to radically transform the delivery of education, that is the teaching, learning experience at the secondary and of course tertiary level and primary level. Our view then was that we needed to do something to augment what was taking place at our schools. And of course, you would have heard of the components that dealt with TVET, technical, vocational education and training, and of course civic use. But importantly, we felt at the time that if we were to impact on the delivery of education, we had to address one of the core issues, and that is the delivery as far as it relates to teachers within the classroom setting. And so one component of the program focused on training and the development for classroom teachers and of course principals and instructors and assessors within the various schools. So we were able, through the program, to send a number of teachers and instructors and of course principals on various training programs, locally, regionally, and internationally. So we had teachers and instructors, principals being trained at the certificate, diploma, bachelor's, and master's level. So that over time we saw them coming back into the classrooms, and the whole methodology as to the delivery of education, we saw a change in the approach. And of course, importantly, we have trained some teachers in various skill areas that before we did not see in the classrooms. So today we have in the various schools, we are delivering subjects like cosmetology and plumbing, garment production, and because one of the things we recognize with the advent of universal secondary education, that we had a number of students who were more skill-oriented. And not only so, but if our economy is to take off, we need to focus on skill development and training. And so we believe that by so doing, education is contributing to national development in a most significant way.
You're watching National Focus. Stay with us.
Think water, think life. Water refreshes, restores, cleans, and enhances growth. Potable water is a benchmark for development. DOWASCO is serious about its mandate to ensure easy access to potable water island-wide and provide sewage services for a cleaner environment. DOWASCO is your water and sewage company.
Welcome back. The Bureau of Gender Affairs will soon be conducting a social mobilization campaign against gender-based violence, a first in Dominica. The regional pilot program will be implemented in September and was made possible with a $162,000 donation from UN Women. Acting Director of the Bureau of Gender Affairs, Kyra Paul, says the campaign themed Stop That Violence will target the youth, the community, the church, victims of gender-based violence, and others. The project will commence with a baseline study.
We're starting off with a baseline study because we're part of a regional project that targets 3 countries. It's a pilot project in Antigua, Dominica, and Grenada. So Peter Wickham has been contracted to conduct the baseline studies so that we know where we are at and where we want to go by the end of the 3 years.
Paul believes that there is a need for a campaign of this nature in Dominica.
There is a need for it because we do collect data. Our data registry shows that we have when you look at our population, we have a significant level of GBV-related incidents because especially with domestic violence, we have quite a bit of that. We also have a high level of child sexual abuse, so we need to stop it and we need to curb it.
The acting director described the expected outcome of the campaign.
We have a number of outcomes from it in terms of establishment of gender clubs at schools, as well as networks of advocates so that they can speak out against GBV. We also want out of that for victims to increasingly make reports and not be fearful of actually making reports and seeking services. And we want the churches themselves and the schools to respond more to the needs of victims. Yeah? and to represent the interest of victims using a harmonized reporting protocols. And then we also want our policymakers themselves to be engaged in more dialogue as it relates to gender-based violence. So at the end of the 3-year projects, probably 3 years down the line, we want Dominicans really to have increased knowledge about gender-based violence, to be more aware as to what is happening around them, not just in terms of the definition of gender-based violence, but how it suits in our context, what is the prevalence in Dominica's context, and also to respond, because we all have a responsibility to each other to respond effectively and to seek the services that are out there.
The campaign will run for 3 years and commences in September 2015. The Bureau will kick off activities with an art competition for primary school students and a photo art competition in high schools.
The Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force is now better able to deal with the media. Officers took part in a police media and public relations course last week from July 13th to 17th. The training was geared at teaching officers to have better working relationships with the media. Topics included the media and how it works, as well as media power. The main focus of the training was police public relations and police media relations. Lead facilitator at the training, Cecil Shillingford, says it's time that the police use the media to put a new face on police media relations.
Couple other areas we thought that would be key, and those are areas that the police delve into, would be personal communications, human communications. We always say communications is key. You need to know how to express yourself, need to know how to deal with people and how to deal with the media. Preparing for interviews, handling a crisis, the police and the media, how you treat with the media in a crisis situation, because that is again very important. Crises, including disasters, can be very stressful, and you might really sometimes want to use the big stick because everything is not going right. You have issues with the public, you will have issues with the media because of course they will want to go to places that you do not want them to go, etc. But at the same time, you as police officers, you have to be accommodating.
Acting Superintendent of Police Richmond Valentine says the training was well received.
We hope that this training will serve as a foundation upon which we will build a closer working relationship with the media. A strong partnership with the media is undoubtedly desirable. The information disseminated over the last 5 days has reinforced the need for the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force to continue in its efforts towards relationship building with the media. From the feedback provided by the participants, there is a clear indication that learning has taken place. I'm hoping that this learning will translate into awareness and action with our organization.
The course also covered the police, the media, and the law, as well as the courts. Other facilitators were Antoinette Mora, Mervyn Paul, Raymond Lawrence, and attorney at law Lennox Lawrence. The training spanned 30 hours. And before we leave, we have one announcement from the Ministry of Health and the Environment. Submissions are invited for a poetry competition on the subject, Beware of Tobacco, It's a Killer. Poems should make reference to or focus on one of the following articles of the World Health Organization Framework Convention on Tobacco Control. Article 8, Protection of the Public from Exposure to Tobacco Smoke. Article 11, Packaging and Labeling of Tobacco Products, or Article 13, Tobacco Advertising, Promotion and Sponsorship. The poem should be no longer than 20 lines. The competition is open to nationals 16 years and over. The winner will receive a cash prize and a reading at the Nature Island Literary Festival 2015. Submissions can be made via hard copy to the Customer Service Center on the ground floor of Government Headquarters or electronically via healthpromotion.gov.dm. Only one submission is allowed per entrant. For more information on the competition and the articles of the World Health Organization Framework Convention on Tobacco Control, go to the Health Promotion Resource Center's Facebook page or website healthpromotion.gov.dm. Entries close on July 30th, 2015. And that's the English news. McPherson St. Luce is next with the Creole highlights.
Did you know the Caribbean Court of Justice is 2 courts in 1? The CCJ has two functions: an original jurisdiction, which deals with your right to move between CARICOM countries freely and your right to move your money and your business. This is the basis of the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, CSME, and the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, and an appellate jurisdiction to hear appeals from courts of those countries which decide to use it as their final court of appeal and no longer go to the Privy Council. All CARICOM member states who have signed the agreement establishing the CCJ are members of the CCJ.
Alors tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non moins, c'est McPherson Saint-Louis. Premièrement, le gouvernement Dominique fait contribution l'argent pour coopérative Toulouma Délice, à une manière pour ça pour tirer équipement. Parole celle-là sorti du membre parlement pour constituency la plaine, honorable Peter Saint-Jean.
Il est un plaisir pour nous, pour le groupe Toulouma. Nous avons un groupe 28, 27 femmes et un homme qui formé en coopératif en Délice, il y a créé Délice Toulouma Women in Action Group. Et ça nous voit qui les figues tombées, ces femmes-là, quand ils sont Antioche, ils ont pour faire quelque chose pour changer économiquement. Et ils viennent ensemble et ils ont fait Toulouma, planter Toulouma et aussi ça a décidé plus tard ils pour faire l'usine. Ils ont bâti l'usine là, le gouvernement a terre en fondement et aussi nous aider avec l'argent et ils ont écrit différents projets. Aujourd'hui jour ils ont une grande usine mais l'usine n'a pas d'équipement. À ça moi fait aujourd'hui là en bas ça nous a créé community based projects moi nous bayo $20,000 pour acheter équipement moulin pour granger Toulouma et pour chercher Toulouma à mon cas qui pas plus talent ça là yo keni tout bitin et nous que yo vraiment ka produit Toulouma à un standard qui est acceptable.
D'autres nouvelles publiques en général katapé avis qu'on nous en saison cyclone. Avis celle-là sorti du ministre environ honorable Dr. Kenneth Darrow. Sinon, ça fait changement climatique.
Actuellement, nous savons advent climate change. Ça nous a ouais en des années passées parce que ça là c'est bien que ce cyclone qui a coûté rivière en Caraïbes sur juin pour novembre. Ça nous a ouais que dans ce cyclone ça yo pas régulier comme avant. Nous avons les plaies erratiques, nous avons les cyclones qui peut-être prédisent pour certains pauvres, ils plus fort, c'est ça là. Et bien nous avons ces events là outside normal hurricane season. C'est ça qu'on fait comme ministère responsable pour des gens qui pour faire pour toutes ces mesures là que Office Disaster Preparedness a toujours dit, ça vaut la Hurricane Shelter pour assurer que yo stock up en les glow, avec dry foods, avec médecins, c'est ça là pour préparer pour saison là. Et même si des saison pas qui est mauvais, mais comme on dit avec climate change, avec tout ça qui a fait, n'importe bagaille ça fait n'importe jour, nous voulons savoir que tout le monde safe.
Ministre Darrow mentionné projet PPCR pour mitigation des désastres.
Ce ministère vraiment qu'a fait je sais que nous là dans les projets qui commençaient à World Bank là, Disaster Risk Vulnerability avec Climate Change PPCR project là, et nous a identifié comme un storm drain pour faire un pays. Et bien, nous avons espéré que ce Storm Drain Project là qui commencé tout de suite pour comment nous aider à protect lives and property dans ces communautés qui sont plus vulnérables à Dominique.
D'autres nouvelles, officier ministre santé était bien plaisir pour te joindre et puis directeur PARO, Dr. Kerdisha Etienne. Parole celle-là sur le permanent secrétaire ministre santé Helen Roy. Dr. Etienne était en Dominique assis en visite officielle. Plus bonne mois celle-là.
Et puis moi content qui commence et puis nous comme monde qui leadership en ministry là si yo tout vivre l'hôpital là yo travailler different départements yo et puis yo bêté ça docteur Etienne on monde qui déjà travaille Dominique on monde qu'on dit même qui marche et puis j'ai golan nuit pour y aller différents côtés pour voir ça qui te faire primary health care c'est un bon commencement pour nous et puis moi même quand aussi au monde qui commence en primary health care moi j'étais bien content puisque là où travaille en primary health care on a passion pour santé et puis moi hope que tout le monde qui t'a été passion là nous les bons monde qui ont bon passion pour travail mais aussi c'est ça monde qui panique qui a été passion ça là moi visite docteur Etienne qui refuel qui a été énergie ça là ça nous depuis nos passion ça là ça pour nous continuer ça nous café.
Et puis finalement, compagnie d'Ovas qui a visé public là pour conserver de l'eau. Parole sans là, sorti officier relations publiques pour compagnie là, Mr. Edward Regis.
Mais c'est bien nous avons fait tout clair, nous avons toujours dit que c'est pour conserver parce que l'eau même si on bitin, oui, Dominique Biennial en pile l'eau, mais c'est pas pour nous croire qu'il nous passe à perdre l'eau nous. Vous comprenez, les autres pays qui étaient autant de l'eau, et bien à présent, ils n'ont pas ni. Comme ça, ce n'est pas pour nous croire parce que nous avons pile différentes rivières, et bien, ces montagnes-là qui apportent la pluie à nous. Ce n'est pas pour nous croire nous pas à perdre. C'est un bitin, nous avons toujours encouragé les gens pour nous conserver. Mais à présent, nous avons tant de richesses. Et bien, si l'on sait que ça fait, il est important pour à présent pour nous ça coûter commission ça pour nous faire cette qui nous conserver.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelle en créole pour à présent. Non moins c'est McPherson St. Luce. Au revoir.
Coming up next, your tip of the day.
You're watching GIS.
If you're someone who struggles to drink enough water on a daily basis, here are a couple of tips you could use to meet your daily quota. Use natural fruits to flavor your water like watermelon chunks, mint or orange slices. To amp up the taste even more, let it sit for a few hours in your fridge.
This tip might sound like you're cheating, but it's not. You can technically hydrate with water-rich foods like cucumbers, melons, celery, or even soup or a light broth.
And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm.
Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, or follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS News Desk, I'm Jarna Hector.
And I'm Kerdisha. Thanks for watching and join us again next time on National Focus.